It's 5 o'clock. Hello, we're here. It's February. Woohoo! We're gonna do Watch Me Work. We do the same thing every time we get together. Pretty much, it's the same but different. In that we work for 20 minutes together, and then I talk to you about your work and your creative process. Sorry, I'm eating some candy. And that's all there is to it. We just get some work done. We talk about work. While we do not have time for you to actually share your work, we do have time, plenty of time to talk shop. And should you have a question about your work or your creative process during the question period, new work development, people will tell you how to ask the question.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming today. So at the end of the 20 minutes, if you'd like to ask a question, you can use the React button at the bottom of your screen, press the raised hand function. Once you do that, we'll be able to call on you. You can unmute yourself and feel free to ask SLP your question. Thanks.
It's so easy. I know. Here we go. It's time. It's time. If anybody has a question, we can talk about it. Any question about your work, your creative process? Or, hey, Jed. Jed's got his hand raised. Can you unmute yourself? I don't mean to tell you what to do. Can you unmute yourself? Yeah?
Yeah, hi.
Cool. Hi.
It's 60 degrees colder at home. So I'll
Wow.
just say that about leaving Mexico.
Oh.
I
Aw.
came home with a draft of the Underground Railroad play, which I'm pretty excited about.
Yay,
Yeah,
congratulations.
yeah.
Congratulations. Look at you. Well
Thank
done.
you, everyone. Your support, it really is the caffeine in my latte. So thank you, everyone. Um, I came back to some problems with the production,
Oh.
which I am resolving.
Oh.
I think I am happy that I listened to my gut this time and just made a plan B. So fortunately, that is taking on a life of its own. The question is this. I told you that I had recently seen a very compelling exhibit about trans and queer settlers during the Western expansion.
Mhm.
This has like haunted me since I saw it. Um, And I'm kind of in a period where like the ideas are coming fast.
Mhm.
So my question is this. Do I go back and polish this or can I just like go let this rest like some dough, bread dough, and go draft the next thing because I kind of feel like I don't want to miss the downloads that are coming.
Mhm. Mhm. That's a great question, Jed, and it's exciting that you're in such a great work period right now. Congratulations.
I'm
Congratulations.
very, very grateful.
Congratulations.
Thank
So
you.
so you got to the end of the thing you were working on,
Hmm.
correct?
Hmm.
And you've sorted out what to do with the thing that's the production that's got some things that need that are resolving themselves. Fantastic.
Hmm. Hmm.
I would say go for the, do the new thing. You've earned it. You can let the thing you finished just sit on the side, you know? But it's not
Um,
jumping from that, you're halfway through that and you're doing something else. It's a perfect time, I think, to jump to the new thing that's coming so quickly. Congratulations.
Thank you. I think I discovered while I was on this retreat that I'm writing a story arc, that there's
Mhm.
like 5 stories here that
Uh-huh.
I want to present over the next 2 years that are
Uh-huh.
not directly related, but thematically
Mhm.
connected.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, and I will end with one last question. So I mentioned that this play that I just finished was kind of a vigilante transgender underground railroad.
Mhm.
I want to tread very lightly on the term underground railroad because that's a very specific thing, and I don't want to be insensitive or appropriate. Um, but I kind of feel like that word is that phrase is potent and has um, quick understanding. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, titles are important and
Mhm.
character names are important, but I
Mhm.
want to be culturally sensitive.
That's good. It's always good to be culturally sensitive. I mean, I only one can give oneself permission to, I mean, obviously you've given yourself permission. You've written the whole thing. That's amazing. Um, it's a Underground Railroad, meaning involving enslaved people or previously enslaved. I mean, so
No,
no. Oh,
this
great. It's
story
underground.
tells about helping trans people in dangerous situations and red states transit to blue states and safe houses.
So when I just said that, I'm just gonna say, when I just said, so does it involve in safe, your response was like, no. Like, then what's the issue then? Well, you see what I'm saying? Then why are we, what is your concern with treading lightly when you just
Well, because my
not tread
subject matter
lightly?
is not about enslaved people. Or maybe I am
No.
twisting it into a pretzel when I don't
No,
need
no,
to.
no, no, no. It's just you just asked me a question, and then when you said you wanted to tread lightly, and I said, "Is it about that?" And you were like, "No." Well, then if it's not, then why are you asking me? What's the question? I don't understand the question.
Am I out of line using that term?
Well, you, quite honestly, Jed, and I know you're an awesome guy, but you are if you respond to me, someone who's just asking an honest question about it like that, then you're out of line. I mean, then it's like you're using a term that primarily is used for to understand other people's people other than the people you're talking about, their story. When I asked, does it involve the people that I thought it might involve, given the fact that you're using Underground Railroad, your response was kind of like, no, your response was a little like felt to me a little aggressive. So if you want to use the term great, just when someone like me asks you a question like I just asked, you can answer with a little more consideration.
I apologize if
Because I
I
had
was.
I was just asking, given the fact that you said Underground Railroad. And all the books on my shelf reference Underground Railroad in a very different way. And you were asking, is it okay, kind of like, is it okay if I use this term? I'm like, is it about that? You're like, no. Well, I'm like, then use whatever term you want, bro. Just don't ask my permission. It doesn't have anything to do with me, right?
Yes, I understand.
It doesn't.
Apologies.
Yeah, you can use whatever we can use whatever we want. And if we are working to be more sensitive or more considerate, then let us start being more considerate. It's 2025.
Of course. All right.
Okay, so
Apologies. I did
you
not
can.
mean to offend.
It's all cool. It's all no. I'm not offended. I'm just observing your behavior. I'm not offended. I'm not offended. I'm Suzan-Lori Parks, and I am not offended. I'm here to help. I'm showing up for y'all. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
not
you
offended.
sure.
We're just having conversation. All right. Anybody
Sure.
else got a question?
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, Julia.
Come on down.
Hi.
Hi.
Um, Thanks so much for doing this. This is my first time here.
Oh, welcome.
Thanks. So I am writing my first play. Thank you. I come from a film and TV background, so like
Uh-huh.
very different writing background and also like literary stuff.
Mhm.
And I'm writing a solo show, which I have found to be very freeing because it's very experimental. Like you can kind of do whatever you want with it in a way, but also because there's no rules, it's also kind of messing with my it's a little bit harder, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I'm on like the 5th draft. And when I first met with the director that I wanted to work with, she was like, who is the audience? Like, who is the audience to you? And I was like, what do you mean? In my head, I was like, the audience is the audience, like, but now I'm starting to understand what she meant. And I'm having trouble with like figuring out a sort of structural pattern that makes sense for the show, and also like how to explain this, like how it affects the audience. Like, if it's almost like if there's a character, if I use the audience as a character and I'm saying, you are doing this, you are doing that, versus like a more storytelling, like type of approach where I'm, basically what tense should I use? And I'm trying to figure out how it affects the audience by using that sort of tense and way of storytelling. And I'm really struggling with it. Like I'm noticing there's not a concise structural pattern in my script, and I'm struggling to figure out what way to do it. Just because there's certain things that I definitely don't like. Like I don't want to play 5 different characters. Like I'm not trying to pretend to be the characters.
Okay. And it's for you. It's writing it for yourself.
Yeah, I'm writing it for
Okay.
myself.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's for you. You don't want to be 5 different characters. What else?
I don't want to be 5 different characters. I don't want to like interact with the audience and break the fourth wall constantly. And like,
Okay.
you know, I know
I hear you.
and those are the 2 things that I definitely don't want to do. But everything, like what I have, the solo shows that I have watched, I went to Edinburgh Fringe and I
Okay.
watched a lot of solo shows for like 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And the ones that I liked the best were ones that seemed very theatrical, like very play-like, not like a black box theater where I'm just going to sit down and tell you a story on like a stool, like something a little bit more. Yeah, so I guess I don't know. Right now it's like one part of the play I'm talking to a person. The other part I'm like in the past tense. Like it's just so chaotic, like all over the place, and I'm struggling to figure out how to fix it.
Mm. Wow. So
Yeah.
it can be all the things that it is right now. And it doesn't sound chaotic. If you tell me a story about what happened today to you, you might use present tense, you might use past tense. You know, your mind might wander and jump off track and talk about lettuce in a field, you know? I mean, so I would say the guiding thing is, what story are you telling? Why are you talking? Not
Mhm.
you now, obviously, but
Yeah.
why is this person, this character, this maybe why is the character telling me the story? You know, right? Why are they telling? Why are you, you know, character? Why are you talking? They have something to say. They have something to tell me. It's urgent. They have to tell me. They have to tell it to me now. And they want me to understand, side with them, help them sort something out. You know, what's the need? I would say focus on the need of the person who is speaking. What do they need? The tricky thing about who's your audience, that sometimes works. But you know, say you're on Broadway and it's a theater of 1,000 people. Julia, who's your audience? Oh my God, you know, all of New Jersey one night. The next night it's Yale University has brought their students. You know, I mean, you know, you got a big audience. So it's an audience. Your audience is a bunch of people who are interested in listening to you. And they're captivated by your story and they want to know more. You know, so just focus on why the character, they're played by you, but they might not be you. Why they're talking. Okay. And maybe you can think back on the shows that you saw in Edinburgh that you liked. And what did you like about, I mean, other than they weren't playing 5 different characters and they weren't breaking the fourth wall, you know, but what was the urgency? What was the need of the character? Can you identify that in those shows and then think about your character with the need that's that compelling?
Yeah, that's helpful. Do you think like sound cues are like right now I have portions where I give the other character or a character a sound, like a line as a sound cue, so then I can kind of react to it. So it's not just me talking the entire time. Like I use it as a catalyst for me to respond to the character. Do you think that that's super distracting? Like too many
You
sounds?
mean like a voice of somebody?
Yeah, like a line of dialogue of another character, but you know, in a sound cue, they're not really there.
Right, right. I mean, that could work. I think in performance, if that is an integral element to the show, that could work really well. Or you could find a way for your character to do their voice, not as them. You're not going to be them.
Yeah.
Like, and then Marcia told me this. She was like, "What? Are you kidding?" Okay, and then it like that. You know,
Yeah.
you can quote somebody else. That might be more interesting than having a sound cue happen, unless sound cues are integral to your story.
And just one quick question that has to do with that. Do you think it's worth like taping myself using various mechanisms, like how you just did, like, and then so-and-so said blah, 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 and then that, or, you know, having a sound cue just to see how it comes off as an audience member?
You can try it. You can try it. How comfortable are you watching yourself doing something?
I mean, I feel like I have to be, I don't love it, but I feel like I have to get used to it.
Okay. Then do it. I mean, don't do something that's going to throw you off wanting to do the real thing, you know?
Yeah,
So go slowly. I mean, sometimes it's good just to go through a draft and just to play around and not be so like looking at yourself all the time, pointing, oh my God, I hate when I do that. Oh, when I do that, you know, just it might be just good to just run it for the energy of it instead of for the
Yeah.
look of it, you know? And then
Yeah.
sure you can, but there's nothing wrong with recording yourself and watching yourself do it.
Okay, cool.
Just have fun. Connect as much as you can with the fun of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. Ah, no,
Yeah.
but really connect with the fun of what you're doing. I mean, we get so like, oh, you know, but
Yeah.
when we remember that it's fun, even telling stories that are difficult. There's something joyous about the effort, the work. So connect with the fun. You're going to be up on stage. You're going to be where you're going to be in Edinburgh, wherever, you know, at Lincoln Center, where are you going to be, you know, and you're going to be doing this cool show. You're going to be up on stage. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's full of people who want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Great question. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Hi, Emmanuel. Feel free to ask your question.
Hiya, Sophie.
Hi, welcome again. Where are you? You used to be in France? No, now you're here. No.
I used to be, and I've got my O1 visa. Yay! Anyway, that was very helpful, Julia, because I have a similar kind of question. In that I'm writing a new show, but feeling a tiny little bit overwhelmed because I think it's going to be nonlinear. Yes or no, maybe. But there are lots of different elements. There's music and recorded texts that are not characters, but like articles or whatever that is recorded, and fictional text. And some of it's going to be like this. And eventually it's going to be 3 people. So right now I have a 10-minute showing deadline for like the 20th of February. And then I have a 20-minute deadline of a showing a week later.
Wow.
Yeah. And then in April I'll have like a 20-minute showing, which is a little bit more important in the sense that I have the 3 people have to in that, and it's a little bit more elaborated or condensed, whatever. So I have the concept. It's been like brewing for a really long time. Haven't started writing anything down, just all the different elements of what is going to be in it. So I'm curious about, like, there is a heavy research element. I know you've spoken a lot about, you know, put a timer on your research, you know, 1 week, that's it, or whatever it is, like two months, and then stop your research. So, but I'm feeling like the compressed timeline is that, and then the composing element, and then yes, I'm just a little bit confused about all the different, I'm a little bit overwhelmed. So,
and when is your presentation? You have a presentation for 10 minutes. When is that?
yes, end of Feb.
Yeah.
The 20th of February.
I would say, and then the actual thing with 3 people isn't not until April, right?
It's in April, yes.
Throw some shit down on the page. What are you waiting for? Throw it down. Throw some stuff down. It's February 3rd. You got to get some stuff down on the page, even if it isn't perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect until, you know, opening night, whenever that is. you know, throw some stuff down on the page, get something down. You can rewrite after you get something down on the page. It's you
Right.
know, it sounds like you're trying to rewrite in your head before you write, and that might be why you're overwhelmed. You know, you can write a crappy draft of one section of it, and then a crappy draft of the second section, and then put them all together, and then spend the next week or two rewriting them, and then you'll have something for 10 minutes. That's what I would suggest. That's what I do. I throw some stuff down and then make it better, and know that you're not alone in your writing process. Spirit is with you, whether you believe in the spirit or not. It's just energy moving, you know, and the energy is moving with you, and you're not alone in your process. You're being helped and guided and encouraged. But you got to start writing. You know, does that help? I mean, no
Yes,
one's
it
going to look at it. No one will know that the first draft. I dare you write a first draft that was worse than the one I wrote yesterday. Ha ha! You know, be
I think-
proud.
Yeah. I think when you just said, am I rewriting in my head? I think it's because the theme, I feel like a responsibility. I think because what I want to talk about is, I really want it to like, I don't want to be light about, like, I don't want to tread, like I want to actually delve in and actually like talk about the thing. And so I want it to be like as, not profound an experience, blah, 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 whatever that means, but like to go there as the writer, to like, you know, to dive deep, whatever it is, deep dive.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
gotta, if you want to go there, if you want to dive deep, if you want, I mean, there you are standing on the edge of the beautiful pond or whatever, you know, it's a deep pond, and you're looking, you're going, gee, I really want to dive deep. And you stand on the edge and you go, I really want to dive deep. I'm like, yeah, you gotta dive, sis. Sis, you gotta dive, you gotta jump in, get it wrong, be shallow, be not as great as you will be in 3 weeks. You gotta let yourself be less than amazing to give yourself a chance at being amazing, actually.
Yeah. I don't mind about like, I know I'm going to be bad at first. Like it's like, I guess it's just like the research element. Like I don't want to like leave things out that might be important. That's all.
So you'll know what you left out by writing it, and then you'll read it and you'll go, shit, I left some shit out. Believe me, I mean, I've been writing for, I don't know, a long time. You know, go ahead and write. It's only the first draft. No one's going to see it but you. You'll write it and you'll go, that's not quite right. I got to add some stuff. And by April, when you have your 3 actors, you will have written and rewritten and rewritten and rewritten. And then you'll keep doing it all year and adding stuff. No, I honestly do think though, we do have a difficulty of being less than amazing when we write our first drafts, and, you know, just be okay. Just be okay. It's good. It's good enough. Lower the bar, lower it way. Yeah. Look, it's out of the screen right now. Please, I have, join the club. I have, where is this? Look, here's a song. It was really shitty. I had to rewrite it like 100 times. It's better now.
Thank
That's
you.
okay. And come back, next week and talk about it some more. But
Okay.
write something. Just challenge yourself to write something. Just write something. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for asking the question. Good question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, hiya. How are you?
Hi, Harry. Hi, everybody. How are you doing?
You're in California, right?
Yes, soon to be in Vermont.
Oh, wow. Okay. Where in Vermont are you going?
Johnson. I'm going to Vermont Studio Center for a residency.
Oh, congratulations. Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, thanks. I'm looking forward to it.
Very nice.
But in the meantime, I am accidentally found myself teaching creative writing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I literally was standing in the right place at the right time. It was nothing I looked for. It really was amazing. So I thought, well, okay, sure, I'll do something I've never done before again, because it's kind of the way I roll. But I have, of course, my own writing just went out the window when I was trying to figure out how to teach 9 sessions of this class. Which I guess I will get under control at some point. But I guess I've had so many really good teachers, and I really want to emulate them, certainly, and, honor this. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, what's the best way to be a creative writing teacher. And I'm teaching, and this is doubly impressive because I'm teaching older adults.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And they all walked in saying, oh, I want to write memoirs. I had an interesting story. I want to tell it. And that was great. Now they all want to be fiction writers. So I've either totally done everything right or totally done everything wrong. And I can't tell which way it's going to go. But because I'm so new at it, I'm just looking for any advice as to, the best way to really go about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure you've compiled already a sort of pages or lists of sort of the best advice or the best moments from your own teachers that you speak of. Have you done that? You've done
Yes,
that.
I have. And I wrote my syllabus because they said, do you want to teach creative writing? And I went, okay. And they said, do you have a syllabus? I was like, no. But I made one up and I sort of channeled all of them in the syllabus.
That's great. That's great. So it sounds like you're doing everything right.
I hope.
I mean, it sounds like your students are excited and you encourage them and they keep coming back. And, I would say that the one thing that I noticed in what you were saying that could be improved upon is that you said, I wonder where this window is that you said your writing went out of. Is it the window behind you? My own writing went out the window, you said.
Yes, I did.
That's the one thing I would draw a circle around and reach out the window and pull it back in. Because it is allowed to exist alongside of your teaching. Do you have them write in class?
Yeah, we started writing prompts because they really sort of enjoyed that. And I like writing from prompts too. It's one of my favorite things to do. But now they've all written things and now we're workshopping in class. And that's really fun. And I mean, honestly, I'm there basically because I want them to feel good about writing, whatever it is that they're writing.
Well, I want you to feel good about writing too, like you're writing. So reach out the window. It's probably just lingering outside the windowsill down there somewhere. And pull your own writing back in, and keep your writing going. Because, like anything that we do, when we get into the wonderful thing where we're doing for other people, oftentimes we forget to include ourselves, in that embrace, that loving embrace of encouraging good vibes, So I want you to just encourage yourself as you encourage them,
Yeah, that's
It's a
good.
circle. Yeah, it's a circle, Let the loop happen,
Yeah.
Other than that, you're perfect.
Thank you.
It's true. Do a little bit of your writing every day. Find some time, even if it's just 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Good question.
Thank you, Lisa. Hi, Charlie.
Hey,
Thanks for
Charlie,
coming.
how's it going?
It's going great. Well, good. I've got questions. It seems to be like new project day or whatever. I have started something new as well.
Oh,
Not,
fantastic.
I've got draft regurgitation.
Mhm.
I have a very vague question. I'm not ready for a table read yet.
Uh-huh.
Um, the vague question has to do with sort of pacing.
Mm.
This piece is targeted to be 60 minutes, maybe less.
Mhm.
Has its ups and downs, its dramatic moments. It's got structural pieces, but I just have all these questions about, well, am I taking too long to get started, or is this part in the middle need to be this long, or did these three things go by too quickly?
Mhm.
And it's all in my head, and I speak it out loud. I'm still sort of just struggling with, how does it all feel in terms of its pacing through those 60 minutes? So any ideas, any thoughts are welcome.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember. You sometimes write with a partner. Is that you?
I normally write with a partner. This one, she's read and given me some feedback, but I'm so far on this on my own. At some point, I may ask her to co-write it, but I'm kicking it down the street by myself.
It sounds great. I just was thinking that's interesting because you ordinarily have someone there, to give feedback. Great. I would say wherever you feel like it's lagging, wherever you feel like you're kind of leaning back and kind of like less interested, I would just circle that part. I just go through and circle it. Where when you're like this, oh wow, yeah, okay, wow, yeah, you know, that I think that might answer your pacing question, but wherever you're going to sort of leaning back or going, this is kind of not as captivating, as interesting as the other parts. It's just to circle it and note it. Not for a rewrite, just for something to look at. That's generally just what I do. Also, if you think am I taking too long to get to something? A lot of times, sometimes we think, oh, I can't give that piece of information away until a little later, But if you're feeling that, you might want to pull it forward in the script and reveal it a little earlier, and then see what happens. And it might create an explosion that activates the rest of the script in a much more interesting way. Not necessarily, but if you're asking the question about your script, then you might want to try that,
Yeah. Play with those moments. In terms of the sort of feeling sit back, I mean, I feel like I want to be careful. There are moments that are supposed to be gentler, more reflective,
Mhm.
which is different than I'm not engaged. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, like a piece of music. Yeah, it's not all like dun, 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 dun. It's not all like that. It has to dun, 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 dun. Yes, exactly. It's not all in your face intense, but even in those gentle moments, reflective moments, it's very engaging and you're very engaged. It's just
Yeah.
those moments where you kind of go, ta-da-da, I think I'll look at my phone or whatever. Those moments.
Got it. Yeah.
Those moments, yeah. Da-da-da-da.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice seeing everyone, by the way.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie. Hi, Crystal. Welcome back.
Hi there. I
How you doing?
I'm fine. I have the flu, so that's why I'm off camera.
All right, I'm so sorry you're not feeling well.
It's okay. Part of
Wellness, love, sending wellness and love to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'm maybe commissioned to write a play for a college in I think summer, fall, spring of this year and next year. It's I'm still working out the details, but the
Nice.
play has to be for 8 or 9 people,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not really sure like where to start because I have like no ideas. Like that's just what was the guideline.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of am like, okay, trying to practice my discipline of imagination and just take time to just imagine and imagine, but I'm having I don't even know, like, how, I don't what am I trying to say? I, I I guess usually I have an idea and now I have like no idea, like how, like, as far as a story and objective, a need, a want, and then if it's supposed to be almost equally for 8 or 9 people, like an ensemble type of story, I feel like that's a little bit um outside of my forte. So I've this is new for me. This is a new position. It's a new situation in a way. So I'm kind of excited, but I'm kind of like, oh wow, like this has never happened to me before. So I-
Hooray! How exciting! Oh, it's exciting.
thank you.
Exciting. Yeah, yeah. Just, I mean, for fun, just take some paper, like, and draw some circles on a piece of paper, right?
Uh-huh.
And think of like, okay, if I had to put 8 people in here, like, put at the top, it's an office. Who are they? Who's in there? Just start thinking of 8 groups of people, 8 or 9, you said?
Yeah.
It's draw another circle, another piece of paper. Where else would you find 8 people? At a sporting event, 8 fans sitting in the bleachers. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
just start moving your eyes around. 8 students in the park. 8 people on a trip to the zoo. Just like
Yeah.
just be again, have some fun with it. It's
Uh-huh.
fun. Just draw some circles, label it at the top, and write, where are you? Where am I? I'm on the moon. 8 astronauts. Shit. The spaceship left. I don't know. See, there you go, and you have the flu. It's like, or they're on Mars or wherever they are, whatever. 8 construction workers, 8 school teachers, 8 lords of leaping. That'd be interesting. Or is
Yeah.
it 7 lords of leaping? 8 maids of milking, 8 maids of milking, 7 swans of swimming, 6 geese a laying, whatever, however it goes, you know what I'm talking about,
I
right?
do. Yeah.
And just have like pieces of paper like that and find like 8 people and you go, oh, this is fun. Look, they're all on a trip to the zoo, or they're all crossing the river
Hmm.
in a boat. I don't know, or they're all, in a boat, 8 refugees fleeing wherever. 8
Yeah.
Americans going, oh Lord, on a bus
Right.
in going to Stonehenge. I
Hmm.
mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be about anything yet.
Okay.
Your assignment is 8, 9 people. So think of who you want to be looking at.
Okay.
And then you'll start laughing. And then when you laugh really hard, then you'll know, like, oh, that'll work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Whatever is going to make you like go, that little bit, that's going to be fun. Like that. Then choose that one.
Okay.
8 golfers, 8 housewives, baking cakes. I don't know.
You have so many.
Yeah, I got, yeah, yeah, I have a lot of imaginary friends. 6:02. It's 6:02. I love you all. Jed, I love you. I love you. I love you so much. Okay, we love you guys. We're so happy. Yay. Mwah. We'll see you next week. Is that right?
Next week. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, y'all. See you next week.